Hey everybody, Asher here, back with some more Hearthstone, where today we are theory crafting. Specifically Priest, and specifically we are looking for unicorns. Yeah, that's right. I can add myself to the list of plenty of people who are following after Ben Brode suggestion that there is a Priest deck floating out there. Now granted, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. He didn't say there's actually a list out there, but I do think Priest is a class that I touched on at the beginning of this expansion, haven't done too much of since, so I thought I'd try and revisit it and see if at least I can try and make something work. And what I have so far is something that I'm trying to do. It's a little bit different, but I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out. There's some cogs and pieces that kind of work. It's a little bit of a control deck, it's a little bit of a mid-range deck, but the big thing is that it's a Yogg deck, because who said a unicorn only has to have one horn, Latin prefix notwithstanding. So the idea here is that I started to sort of think of this deck kind of like, well, what are some archetypes out there that work? There's so many people that have been focusing on this challenge thought exercise as, well, what did Priest lose in the switch to Standard that we wish we had back? But I think that's the wrong approach. What I'm trying to do here is to make a deck that's a little bit closer to Yogg and Load, with a few things that are different to it, because Yogg and Load, which is a hunter deck that's very fun, interesting, and incredibly challenging to play, does have some good ways to restock the hand, but really gets carried by Call of the Wild, which is just an insane late game card. Priest does not have that tool, so maybe you could say this is a weaker Yogg and Load deck, I don't know. We've gone with a bit of a control archetype with some, I guess you could call it strange tech here. I've thrown Prophet Velen in there, partially because I started off having this deck with Mind Blast, just to try to see if I could get some kind of big ol' Velen Wombo combo in there between the Flash Heals, Therissian Tick, and all of that. But I've kind of backed off. I want to see how Velen does on his own, because he's a 7/7, which is not bad stat lines in current Standard. And there are still some skills and abilities that work very well with him, especially if you can get True Heart out, which is one reason that I have embraced the Shadow in the deck, as well as 2 Alchemy Soul Priest. We also have Elise Starseeker as kind of our, we could almost call it our actual win condition if we're playing super control here. Now, I did include Harrison Jones in here. It's not my favorite card. I've kind of gotten off of playing it pretty much lately, but Priest has so much trouble dealing with weapons that I think it is worthwhile to put it in the deck. Now, we also have a one-off of a Doomsayer. I thought about running 2, but I think double Doomsayer really limits the deck, and kind of, you don't want to draw a late Doomsayer when you're looking for other answers. So we run like 15 or 18 spells or something stupid. Yogg's throwing hopes in. This is a deck that's definitely in the theory crafting stages. There's some cards that I've definitely considered putting in, possibly even one Mind Control. I don't run any Excavated Evils or Holy Novas, which may be a mistake. I could possibly switch out a Harrison Jones for a Cabal Shadow Priest, or one of the board clears here. But when I'm looking at the metagame right now, I'm trying to think of what can I do to beat Warrior, what can I do to beat Shaman, what can I do to beat Warlock? And we don't have to win all of those matchups, but we just got to say, put your faith in Hope's End and hope for the best, right? Miss Kitty's ready. We're ready. Let's dive in.
Anduin versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, now where we're starting off here, Shifting Shades, okay, Alchemy Soul Priest is pretty good. I'm going to ditch all these except for Alchemy versus Hunter. I think we want to circle here. I thought I could make it with Miss Kitty in here. I don't think that's going to be the case, because there's all these places in this room where I don't mind her being, but she keeps going after the one place where I do not want her to be. So, recurring theme from my last few recordings. Miss Kitty, let's get out of here. Thank you. I gotta shut this door and make it here. Really stale in here. Well, at least the fan's running. Alright, we could turn to Doomsayer. I don't think Coin Doomsayer's very good, but I do have these options here. So, greetings and hello, Frank. Like I said, part of the reason that she played some of this casual mode instead of straight off diving into here, I think where I'm on my climb right now is I'm rank 7. But I think the big reason is just because I want to see if this deck is even functional. So we are going to Doomsayer here. Might be able to drop off something else. The important thing for dropping a Doomsayer, as I've learned from playing other decks, is that you want to have a follow-up turn. You don't just want to Doomsayer and null. So we have Shifting Shade, we have Alchemy Soul Priest. All of those are options. I'd rather save the Alchemy Flash Heal combo. if at all possible. So we have a Forbidden Shapeling. Those are really good curve savers plus their spells. So that's all well and good. Right now, I'm not playing like much of anything other than your standard run-of-the-mill Control Priest, which I guess for lack of a better word, that's really what this deck is. So is he actually going to Sergeant and kill this thing? That's too bad. So I guess one of the questions becomes, where do I want to go here? Is he going to go face? Yeah, he's just going to control. Alright, so I got an Abusive Sergeant, which is kind of terrible. Let's see, I don't have too many other options. I don't really want to play what's on the board here. I'd rather save this one more turn. Let's go ahead and just Shapeling. 4 is not an awful place. 5-3 is pretty bad, but 5-3 means that he can quick shot it, but I mean, the alternative is Shadow Word, Pain, Heal Up, and I guess I'm being a little greedy by just holding on to this, but I don't have a lot of board clears, and this is where, like, maybe subbing out Harrison for a Holy Nova would be good. But, like, a lot of times for Priest, you just want to draw into your circle. But we do have Entomb for a high main. So, let's see here. For Call of the Wild, Shadow Word Pain's not awful. Excavated Evil is not great versus it. I thought about running an Azure Drake just to do that, so making him use the kill command here is actually kind of a win. So, let's see here. We're dropping in life pretty fast. Second Entomb is not great, but I do want to go ahead. Soul Priest. This gives me some options next turn. We have Thought Steal, which is for cards in the deck. So we could Flash Heal. That could actually be a really nice combo if only I had some other board clear. Like, the two things that Priest really miss in this day and age are Light Bomb and Velen's Chosen. And usually I say Velen's Chosen is the card you miss most, but at least for the moment, I'm not particularly happy to be out of this either. Right now, if the board stands as it is, though, I can clear it. The problem is that we're going to be down on health a little bit as long as this is up. And you can only Entomb enemy minions, so I'd have to Shadow Word Paint it. But I think Shadow Painting this is a better option. So is he going to Houndmaster is, I guess, the question. Because right now he's just sitting on 4 mana. Time moves quickly. You can do it, Frank. To control or to fight. Please tell me you're not just disconnecting right now. That would make me very sad. There you go. Do it. There's the Houndmaster. Alright. And he didn't attack. Wow.
That didn't quite hit the mark.
That's too bad for him. Alright. How do we want to do this? I guess Flash Heal. Because I can't pain that. I can't death it. We have the Entomb for other things anyway. Ain't so good. That one face. And I think Thought Steal's decent here. I could Pain. Pain lets me control the board a little more. This is a little more mana efficient. So let's see what we get. Maybe we'll get something good. Maybe we'll get a second Abusive Sergeant. Explosive Trap's actually really nice. So that problem is solved. I'm much happier painting something like that. So is this, I guess one inquiring mind that I have, is this just straight up Face Hunter from like the olden times? Velen's good, but we're not doing it yet. He hasn't really done too much. I mean, I'm at 15 health. But Velen, one of the reasons I like him is because your hero power healing's doubled. So if I can get Justicar out, I could potentially do an 8 heal on a turn. That can save your butt far more so than hoping for an OTK play, which I have experimented with OTK decks in the past, and the truth of the matter is that I'm just not, like, sold on it. We could Explosive Trap here. He only has 2 cards in hand. So let's just go ahead, establish a trap. It plays a spell. The idea with playing a Yogg deck is that we're playing from behind and hoping Yogg gets us ahead. I was really hoping he'd throw a weapon down at some point. But at least I can heal for now, so there's Call of the Wild. Ordering is so important here, dude. Just so important. Alright, we got Yogg. We don't need it yet. I think Entomb heals okay. Question is, do I Entomb Misha? The alternative is, and I'm only doing this because I have 2 Entombs. I could Entomb Abusive. That doesn't really play around, well, let's just go ahead and play a spell anyway. I mean, the problem with doing this Entomb and leaving this up is that it does leave me exposed to, Friendly Neighborhood. Oh my god, I'm forgetting the names of cards. Unleash the Hounds. Of course, the question you have is the likelihood. Was likelihood that one of those 3 cards is Unleash the Hounds. Especially if this is a face deck. But we do have Yogg. Oh, he top deck a second Call of the Wild. That's very exciting for him. Alright. Well, it's a good thing we played those, isn't it? I would really love to Prophet Velen Flash Heal. But I think the play of the day is just going to be to Entomb this. I hate double Entombing Mishas because that doesn't give me a lot of other stuff, but here we go, right? You got these little tokens down. Remember, those tokens were stolen from this guy, and we're just going to heal up. So his double call's gone. We've survived that onslaught. We actually have some pretty good threats. I'd still love him to play a weapon. That's not a weapon, but this is a decent Yogg. This is a very decent Yogg. The goal with Yogg is... Oh, I don't like that. But the goal with Yogg is to go ahead and clear your opponent's board, draw some cards. 7 health is a really precarious place to be in. Yogg, save us. Not the biggest Yogg ever. Spreading Madness is bad. Okay, we're hitting our face. I have 2 mana somewhere. That's not great. Fist of Jaraxxus to the face. Blade Flurry doesn't do anything. Sinister Strike only does so much. Holy Smite only does so much. Innervate. Elemental Destruction. That's more of the crap that I need. Competitive Spirit. Mind Blast. I'm still dead. Oh well.
You have better.
We lose 1, we try again, right? That's what Yogg's supposed to do. If you're behind like that, it's your last shot. What do I say all the time? It's, oh, rank 8. Ugh, not at all where I thought I was. What do we say about Yogg? It's, you play from behind, it's maximum skill. You just pray that you can stay in the game. But he did get double Unleash. Second Unleash top deck really, really hurt.
Anduin versus Valera.
Alright, Scotterus.
The light shall bring victory.
We have all the legendaries that we don't need. I will keep Shifting Shade, because at least that's a play on 4. One of my big fears with this deck is how slow we are. Like, Circle of Healing, Alkanite could have been good, but that's, I don't have too many options in the deck versus Call of the Wild. But even then, I was able to fend it off okay. I mean, at least so far, the strategy that I have is working. Now, Museum Curator is going to get eaten by this guy, unless he's a mill rogue. Which, if he's a mill rogue, I'm in trouble. And we are playing unranked, so it is entirely possible that that is what we're going to face. So, double circle. Doesn't do too much for us, since I'm not running Pyromancer. Karen's probably the best of all those to take. Not running N'Zoth because I don't have enough N'Zoth-style minions, so Shiv Stabby. Alright, the question becomes, do I coin Shifting Shade? I don't think I do. It's going to play us nice and slow. My hand is incredibly reactive. Alright, so second curator's alright. Let's stay on curve. No need to play too much else right now. That curator could give me another option. Now, there's some other cards that I thought about playing. Like, if I debated making this a Reno deck, which would have opened up some other possibilities as well. And this looks like we're playing straight up Miracle here, so Elise is pretty good. I think I'd rather go ahead and give myself a coin. Well, let's see here. This plays around sap a little more. I could play Karen, but that could just get sap back in. Second Sylvanas is pretty good. Getting some good value today off of this. I mean, Elise is good for our late games. Do we survive that far? But one of the key questions, again, is do we survive that long? So we don't know for sure. Shadow Strike, good. Use it on that. That's fine. That's half a Karen gone, perhaps. And we do have potential for more coin. Is he just going to leave that up? Looks like it. Okay. Oh, we got all the Sylvanases, but let's put this out first. Technically, it creates more tempo, just because you can't reliably move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He could have overdrawn me with a sap, but fortunately, we don't have to worry about that today. So this is very likely Malagos, which means we want to go ahead and get some of these cards out of our hand for sure. So we actually have the mana to do this. Right. Heal. I could have entombed him, but there are better cards, I think, to entomb. And I have 2 Sylvanases as well. That's going to create some fairly ridiculous pressure. The Circles of Healing are not going to be very good in this matchup, since it seems like he's just running a Malagos Rogue and going for a big burst turn, which he might get anyway. Now, if he doesn't have a Conceal here, and he probably does, but if he doesn't have a Conceal here, this is a decent Entomb. Or I could just run Karen into it. Key thing is that I'd love to play Sylvanas this next turn, so Deadly Poison. Don't conceal. That's not a conceal. That's good. Alright. Wow, he left it up. Ooh, okay. Normally I'd say play Sylvanas here, but let's think about it for a second. If I tap this into here, that's 2 1 health minions. Blah, blah, whatever. He fans. Harrison does other good things by drawing me a card. And he has spent a poison charge on it. In fact, we're having lessons in ordering again, aren't we? Because he deadly poisoned the 1 attack weapon. So let's punish that a little bit. See if we get something for 3 mana. We probably won't. We actually did. Alright. Forbidden Shapeling, very good. Don't need Elise very much anymore. He's not going to get Yogg off of me. He may already be playing Yogg, but I have a feeling this is a Malagos Rogue. So there's not too many other lists that'll run Thorician. But because we're playing casual, you never really know.
This guy's toast.
Alright. So I guess we're free to Sylvanas here in just a second. Unless he saps this. Well, I guess if he does sap it, we'll still Sylvanas anyway. Okay. That's just fine. Alright, we do have some Auchenai shenanigans that we can do. Ugh, I guess the question becomes, is clearing this board, we're going to heal up Karen first, is that actually better than, I think it is better. I mean, we'll have to find a way to kill this potentially, especially if he does something crazy with Malagos, but most of his cost reduced cards have already been used, so let's go and do this way, this way. It's not like we're going to get a lot of circle uses. And I could play Forbidden Shapeling here, but I'd rather wait. We still got a lot of spells. I'm not running the deck tracker still, so I have no idea how many spells I have for Yogg. But we are surviving. Okay, so he's going to go through the rest of his deck here. I'm running 2 Shadow Word Deaths. So, Death Sylvanas... ooh, interesting. Death Sylvanas is a thing that can happen. And he's pretty close to maxed out.
The end is coming.
Okay. Backstab for the extra cards. I mean, this just dies the board right now. Alright. I mean, here's the thing, is that I could play Sylvanas and do some good. I could just clear this and play Forbidden Shapeling. I think that's better. What do we get? Oh, Boogie Monster. Whenever this attacks and kills a minion, do good things. I mean, Boogie Monster's not awesome, but it's not like we had to put a card in our deck to get it, except we totally did Forbidden Shapeling. So, yeah, it's a thing. Question now is that obviously he's not saving up for some huge wombo combo kill combo. But Boogie Monster, maybe that's the secret card in Priest that we need. Maybe you're not going to sap that. I would be so sad if you sapped it. You bastard. We shall be avenged. Alright, so he's letting me heal up again. We're totally playing Boogie Monster again. It's casual. We're going to make this work. Plus, it's fairly on curve. That's not a great Entomb target. We can actually heal ourselves up. Good Cairn value today. That Powered Shield Cairn. We're going to play this on the left side. Definitely not playing around Betrayal. But yeah, +2/+2 anytime it attacks and kills a minion. Come at me. I mean, obviously, whatever games I put in this video is not going to be enough to know. But I do think it's valuable to always do a thought exercise. Just to see, maybe you'll discover a deck that plays into what you like and enjoy. That's definitely what I found with my Paladin list that I discovered, just to be like, I haven't seen anyone run the Zoth Paladin in a very long time. How is that going to work out? So let's see. We can... Really? Wow. He didn't get Golden Monkey, though. Alright. So it's unlikely he has a Wombo combo. And I do have Velen just for fun. Is Velen alright here? I mean, Velen would heal for 4. No, wait. You know what I'm saying here? This is what we do with Velen. We drop Velen.
Not all are lost.
Hit this. Circle of Healing for 8. Hit this. Tap here. Cool! Totally the lineup you expect, right? But that Circle of Healing definitely mitigated all the damage. Boogie Monster OP. Tasty is the buff. That's so wonderful. Like I said, he has 10 cards in hand. He's gotta make something happen now. I have Double Entomb. I have Yogg. This is all going according to the plan. Except that I was originally like, well, let's make it like a Velen deck and put in Holy Smites and Mind Blast and stuff. But I think the utility of even just getting the hero power here is going to be enough. So can he kill me? On 1 mana, I don't think he can kill me. With preparation, he might be able to kill me. Woo! Fan of Knives. Don't kill the Boogie Monster. I will be so pissed. This is the meta card we need. So Sinister Strike for 8. Sinister Strike for 8. So he is holding on to the combo. I wasn't wrong. Prep of this. That's second prep. So he's 3 off lethal. He probably could have found 3 damage somewhere in that, but we had lethal anyway. So, what do you know? We beat a Malagos Rogue. We lost to a sort of, but not quite, Face Hunter. We got a little bit of our Priest quest done. Oh, I'd call that a okay day. Let's look at the deck one more time. So, have we found a unicorn? I doubt it. But what we have, like I said before, I do think this is a valuable thought exercise just because Priest is just a class that is really underrepresented in the metagame unless you're like rank 16 or less. Then you'll find Priests everywhere. And Priest is fundamentally very good against Warrior, especially very good against Control Warrior. The problem is that Dragon Warrior, Tempo Warrior, high aggression decks are what control the metagame, and at least for what Priest has right now, it doesn't necessarily have the answers. So while I do put Shadow Word Pain in here, Embrace the Shadow, Circle of Healing, Alkanai Soul Priest, those are Doomsay, those are all things to try and stave off early aggression. The thing is that you have decks like Shaman that can just restock their board so fast. Decks like Zoo that can restock their board so fast. That because Priest's board clears are all very subpar. I hate Excavated Evil. I understand the utility of it, but I still find that it bouncing back to your opponent's hand doesn't always work out very well. So I'm getting a challenge here from a buddy, just that'll help me out with the quest. But we'll stop here. That's it for now. This is Asher. Thanks for watching. We'll do this again soon, and I will see you all next time. Take care.